I live below my means. This is what it looks like. My name's Taylor, and I share the imperfections of my life, like how I live in a simple apartment, wear simple clothes, work a normal 9 to 5, and drive an old paid off car. Rarely will you see me shopping for things to make my life look more aesthetically pleasing. I don't follow trends, and as I've gotten older, I've learned that what my house looks like, what kind of clothes I wear, and what kind of car I drive is far less important to me than being financially secure. If living more simply reduces or eliminates my financial stress, then that is a no-brainer to me. But I have to say, I am not perfect with money. If I had one weakness, it's probably eating out because food makes me so happy. But the amazing thing is that even though I spend money on eating out here and there, my finances are still in check because I curb my spending elsewhere. Maybe you love new clothes, traveling, having nice furniture, or a new car. I get it. But the key is to cut your expenses in areas that aren't important to you so that you can spend your money on things that bring you joy without increasing your financial stress.
We're low income. We keep our pots and pans in the oven. We're low income. We use the top of our fridge as a shelf for extra storage. We're low income. We don't have a pantry, so we use the cabinets. We're low income. Pretty much all of our decor is thrifted or secondhand. We're low income. Our pots and pans were a gift. They look like this, and we've had them for years. We're low income. None of our towels match because they were hand-me-downs from our family. We're low income. Spending any amount of money makes us anxious. We're low income. We live a minimal life, but we have all we need, and we have each other, and that's all that matters.
So with the way the economy is going right now, I mean, everybody's looking for ways to cut down costs and spend less, actually live below their means, right? Because the economy is not really friendly right now. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at how people are actually doing this, how people are actually living below their means in this economy of 2025.
One thing about me, my finances stay recession proof ready, and that's because I live below my means but not beneath my joy. It's really a lifestyle, it's not a flex. Well, Christian, how are you able to live below your means? How are you able to do that? It's simple. My income is far greater than my expenses. My expenses are very low for things that do not matter to me, like cars do not matter to me. I have a running car that I've had since 2012. It's 13 years old. It's paid off. I don't need to spend money on that. I don't care. I do not like buying things that lose value the moment that I purchase it. I don't like that. So I stack my cash and I stack experiences. I spend my money on experiences, things that I'm going to remember for a lifetime. I also plan ahead. I'm spontaneous because I can be, but I'm not as spontaneous as I was a couple years ago. I just plan ahead for a lot of things. I just went on a 2-week vacation. I started planning back in March. I bought flights and everything ahead of time. And I started mapping out the excursions that I wanted to do, how much they were going to cost. So that way I'm not blindsided when I get on the trip. Like, oh my God, I didn't know that was that much. Yes, I knew. So as you can see, living below my means does not take away from my life, but it makes my life easier. That way I'm always ready for whatever may come.
What I do is I live way below my means. That's the number one rule. Live below your means. Stop trying to impress Sam, Sarah, and Suzanne. If you do that, you'll be in a position to win. Put a little to the side every month, every week, every day, whatever you suggest for yourself, and start stacking. Once you stack that, invest in yourself. Money in the bank sitting is a waste. Always invest in yourself. Take the chance on yourself. Bet on yourself. You can't lose.
If you want to live below your means and save money, here are a few things to get rid of. The belief that dual income means that you should significantly upgrade your home. And the key word here is significantly. If you were both living independently and managing well, there is no rule that says you have to upgrade once you move in together and combine your incomes. If possible, keep your housing expense close to what you were paying individually, or maybe only give it a slight bump. Trust me on this, you will thank me later. Chances are you don't need as much space as you think. And keeping your housing expense on the lower end will give you plenty of wiggle room. And while we're on this topic, stop thinking that you need a large home to be happy or successful. This gets a lot of people in trouble. Also, stop believing that eating out tastes better than cooking at home. I'm not saying that it's not enjoyable, because it is. But if you don't like the taste of your food, switch it up and experiment with new recipes. Because if you start liking what you make, you might look forward to eating at home. Likewise, stop thinking that dining out is the only way to socialize. I made this mistake in my 20s. And let go of the idea that you always need to add to your wardrobe. I recently read that most people use 20% of what they own about 80 80% of the time, which also applies to clothes. And finally, stop thinking that quality time with your partner requires spending money. Many simple activities like walking, hiking, cooking together, or even stargazing can be enjoyable.
The best way to live below your means is to live below your means. And here's the tactical way to do that. It's with a budget. The budget is going to be your best friend when it comes to getting out of this mess, because it will hold up a financial mirror every single day, every single week, every single month to show you, hey, 10 grand came in and 11 grand went out. Let's stop that by setting up categories, getting some control of this, and going, hey, any extra money beyond our basic bills needs to go towards the debt, not to DoorDash.
Ever wonder what living below your means really looks like? Here's my version. My name is Taylor and I work from home from 9 to 5 as a product manager for a sports retailer. On Instagram, I share the imperfections of my life, like the fact that I live in an old, outdated duplex in Jacksonville, Florida. The thing is, our rent is very affordable, and I don't have any debt right now, so this is one of those rare times in my life where I feel like I have a lot of room in my budget to save. Right now, I'd rather save as much as possible than live in an expensive apartment or home. I've been putting most of my savings toward my wedding, which is happening early next year. We are trying to pay for as much of that on our own as possible. I try to live below my means, meaning as my income increases, I do what I can to keep the rest of my expenses steady. That's why I drive a 20-year-old car and not a brand new one, even though I could afford one. My clothes are all thrifted. I actually bought this sweater at my favorite thrift store just a few weeks ago, and most of the furniture in our house is passed down from our families. These are just some of the ways we keep our expenses low and life simple. It may not be the most glamorous lifestyle, but keeping my expenses low reduces so much stress. Do you live a similar lifestyle? Let me know in the comments if so.
Here's part 2 to the things that I do that helps me live below my means. If I'm having like a high spend weekend, trip, occasion, month coming up, I will always have a no spend week or month or a set period of time before that to help offset the extra spending I'll be doing in the future. What helps me live below my means is that I don't have the disposable income yet, where I can maintain my lifestyle and level of comfort while also spending even more money for a particular reason. So for me this month, I'm going on a trip and I'm also throwing a party and I'm also doing my hair. That is the most spending I'll ever do. Like, I'm spending way more money in the last week of August than I have in the entire year. So because of that, I don't have that extra room in my budget because, one, I do zero-based budgeting, so every dollar already has a spot to go to. And two, I just don't have the disposable income to, again, spend an extra grand or two in a month and then not have to take on additional debt for that. Traveling and things is completely doable when you're young, you're not making a ton of money, and you can still do it responsibly if you know that, okay, if I'm going on back-to-back trips, when you're home, stay home and not spend a single cent. And that, again, has now freed up basically a week's worth of spending I can use for those high spending times. Here are things I don't spend money on so that I can live below my means and avoid lifestyle creep. First thing is that I don't pay for beauty maintenance regularly. My hair, lashes, eyebrows, waxing, nails, I do it all myself. If I do pay someone to do it, it would be for a special occasion. And if I am paying for it, I've already saved up for it. I don't have a line in my budget where I spend X number of dollars just on beauty maintenance. I have learned to just do everything myself and save money that way versus feeling like I need to keep up a certain appearance every single month. Second,
So I'm trying to do the adult thing and see if I can live below my means. And so I'm at one of the properties. I work for the company, and I'm at one of the properties, and it's totally different from what I'm used to. It's a garden style community, which means like basically like the hallways are like on the outside, like there's a breezeway. So that's a little different for me. There's no like elevator. It's not like a luxury building, but the layout is super cute. Let me show you. Here's the living room. I don't really care for the carpet, but whatever. There's a dining room. Here's the kitchen. And if you come this way, here is the bedroom, also carpet, not a fan. Bathroom there. Shelving here. And like I said, the reason why I'm trying to see if I can live below my means is just to save money. Like, why not, you know? But I don't know. I don't know. What y'all think? I'm a little bougie. I'm a little bougie, and it's hard to go from up here to down here. But since I'm going to school again, I'm trying to just see where I can cut back on my expenses. And honestly, the place that I live at now, I love it. I don't pay a lot to live there because I get a discount. But I might be like leaving the company soon. I don't know. You never know what can happen. But let me know what you guys think of this place. Oh, it also has a balcony too. It's just a little older, and I'm not used to old.
So I believe the best thing to do right now is to just spend less, save, have a budget. Budget is very, very important, and it's also very important that you spend less than you earn. That's actually the undoing of a whole lot of people, right? Save, spend less, have a budget, spend less than you earn, right? That's the not that it will solve all your problems, but it will go a long way to helping you live a better life and helping you plan for a future. Yeah. See you in the next video. Please do subscribe for more content like this, and it will get better.